love that song because we're building something from the inside out. We're building something, we're slowly building our consciousness and allowing that to be manifest in the world. It's very important to realize that if we want to start a brand new life, a brand new way of looking at ourselves, and all we need to do is go with the flow of the universe, because everything is flowing toward your highest good. The only thing that is bringing us any of that pain and discomfort is resistance to change. It's resistance to the flow. So today we have an opportunity to welcome in a brand new year of blessings, of miracles. And they're already happening. It's already been an incredible morning. A year of self-discovery, a spiritual awakening. We began by performing the burning bowl ceremony. We let go of everything that no longer serves our highest good. We can put a cap on that. Yeah. We don't need it anymore. So isn't that great? We allowed the energy and the passion that we felt to transform. I love that word. Transform or convert the energy that we were using against ourselves. But even the act itself can be finally just let go, and you can be in peace. It's not a lot of work we're talking about. It's a lot of surrender. It's a lot of letting go. It's a lot of receiving. I always thought, the spiritual life can't be this much work. How many workshops do I have to go to? I was a workshop junkie for a long time. How many books do I have to read? My house is filled with spiritual books. Nobody even reads books anymore. They listen to them. It's amazing, but it's more of receiving, surrendering. At least that's my experience at this time, at this point in my life. So we claim our good. We set our intentions. That felt very powerful. I could feel you setting those intentions. So bringing those two acts together, those two sacred acts together, helps us realize our spiritual nature here on earth. We're spiritual beings. We're having a human experience, but we're spiritual beings. And the human experience can be manifest according to spiritual law if we let it. So this is all about letting go and letting God. That's today's daily word. That's what we're doing today. I think I need a new prop. So our opportunity is to welcome in a brand new year. Blessings, miracles, self-discovery, spiritual awakening. That's what this year can be all about. And it's just easy. It's graceful. We just breathe it into being. Allow Spirit to breathe your life into new being. Give you new life, new perspective on things. Let go of the past entirely. Whatever you're looking at, however you're seeing it, you can see it in a more expanded way. It's an opportunity. I love that. It's an opportunity. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying you have a big opportunity here. So it's a simple fact. You can't receive anything new if you're still holding on to the old. You can't. How's anything going to get in there when you can't receive anything with closed fists? It has to be open. And when I open my fists, I let go. And in the process of letting go, you may lose many things. But as Deepak Chopra reminds us, you will find yourself. That's what we've been looking for. We've been holding on to all these things, thinking they're going to finally show us who we are. Give us the peace and prosperity that we've been longing for. And they don't. We have to really do the opposite. Let them go. You'll lose a lot of things, but you will find yourself. And that's what we've been looking for. So you cannot experience yourself in a new way if you're holding on to the old ways and the old you. That's the most important thing, is that you have an opportunity to grow and become a new person, a new you. Everything you've experienced up until this point brought you to this moment, so it's perfect. It's perfect. We're not throwing anything away. We're converting it in the fire of spiritual knowledge and energy and experience. We're allowing it to transform. If you try to get rid of something, what happens? Oh, what did you say? If you resist it, it persists, right? Okay, resistance causes persistence of the same old experiences. When you try to get rid of something, it never goes anywhere. It comes back. Maybe in another form. Maybe it looks like a different person and you have the same exact problem in that relationship. You created the exact same relationship with another person. How many of you have done that? Until the moment when you said, all right, I give up. I give it to Spirit. I let it go. I let it transform. I let it convert. I allow myself to be comfortable, happy, and excited about being with myself. Wow. Then all of a sudden your relationships change. Everybody is comfortable and happy and excited to be with you because that's how you are with yourself. It's so amazing. I never found the relationship that was right for me until I let go of relationships. I said, all right, I'm going to be really happy with myself. All of a sudden, I started imagining, or it started coming to me, this feeling of another person in my life and how that would feel. And I thought, oh, that's going to be great. That's wonderful. And I stopped looking because it was in my consciousness. It wasn't out there, something I was looking for. One day I'm in Colombia, and I'm at a Course in Miracles conference, and I'm introduced to someone, and all of a sudden I get this familiar feeling. And that's how it felt when I let go of relationships. So then I meet this person later. It was Lily, of course. We meet later on that night, and I ask her, you want to join us? We're going to have ice cream. And she sat right next to me, and we both looked at each other with this spooky feeling. We had never met one another before, and it felt so familiar. Like, oh my goodness. It was a future memory, as well as now I know, as well as a past memory. We've had other lifetimes together. But in this lifetime, we were meant to be husband and wife. We were meant to be a couple. We call each other our greatest secret weapon. And it's true. It's so true. We just knew in that moment that something was happening. We had no idea what, but it felt so familiar. And it was that same feeling that I had when I was all by myself. Yeah. When I was setting the intention for the type of relationship that I wanted. It wasn't a lot of work. It was a lot of surrender. And this is why I'm telling you this story, because this can be how you approach everything in your life. This feeling of surrender to the universe, because the universe really is conspiring in your behalf. Just feel what it would be like if you were totally loved and totally prosperous and totally comfortable, happy, joyful, experiencing the adventure of life in a way that you always knew possible. If you feel that within yourself, you will start to have those experiences. Every day you'll have another experience. and another one and another. And it will surprise you because you go, I knew it, I knew it. This is how it was supposed to be. I just knew it. I'm the happiest guy on earth. And I knew I was supposed to live that way. You're not, yeah, wow. That sneeze sounded like, oh, wow. I remind myself of this every time I'm impatient. Every time that I really need to get something done and the guy in front of me is driving too slow. Every time I'm angry at politics or frustrated and sad and angry at the wars and the people who hurt in this world, I just sit down and say, what is mine to do? I am so blessed in this life, and I've come here to be the light of the world and to be a blessing to others. What can I do today to bring a little more light to this world? Sometimes I get really frustrated and think, I have got to, fly to the Ukraine, or I need to go feed people, refugees, people who are fleeing from war. I need to do this and do that. And Lily tells me, and others have told me, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. You have one of the most important jobs, maybe the most important job, is to raise the consciousness of human beings, is to remind people that they are inherently good. This is what we learned last week, that we are inherently good. We were never meant to stay in one place. We were never meant to stay in a limited consciousness of any kind. We're never meant to be the same person either. That's why a new year will bring a new you. We are here to learn, to grow, to evolve, to become the magnificent beings that we were created to be. Here's another wonderful, I love this scripture. It's from Ephesians. You were taught in regard to your former way of life to put off your old self. So if you want to experience something new, you're not going to do it from the old level of consciousness. You're not going to be able to solve a problem at the same level of consciousness in which we created it. It's just impossible. But you are to be made new in the attitude of what? Your minds. This is the whole unity teaching. To be made new in the attitude of my mind. To have new thoughts. It's called new thought, isn't it? To have new thoughts about myself, about God, about the world. And to allow those thoughts to evolve and expand, to keep growing. It's not a stagnant theology. It's a living theology. It's a moving, growing, learning theology. It's a theology of discovery. It never ends. It always expands. It's always evolving. And that's where we need to start, is our minds need to evolve and expand. In the attitude of our minds, then we put on the new self. Because it's created to be like God. Did it say that in the Bible? That we are to be like God? It says you are gods. Well, I don't know why all the other churches aren't teaching that. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm teaching it now. Right? We're teaching it here. That you are to be like God. In all righteousness and all holiness. This is what we strive for. This is our goal, to be like God, to accept and to activate and to demonstrate the Christ within us, just as Jesus did. He's a way shower. He's a teacher. He never meant to be worshipped. Oh, you are God and I'm the sinner. That never helped me to think I was born in sin. You were born innocent. You were born as a pure possibility. Clean slate, a white stone. You let God write your name on it and be like that. Follow that. That's our goal. This was the way of the earliest Christians, to be like God, to be God. Authentically. seek that spiritual transformation, to authentically go within and do the things necessary to demonstrate your God self, whatever it might be. We're not saying our path is the only path. Quite the opposite. No one path is right for everyone, not even our own. And finally, your path is going to be individual to you. What works for you, that's what we want to encourage. What works for you? There's a woman that came to me this week. We had a wonderful meeting, and she says, I'm Catholic, but I really like coming here too. Can I do both? I'm like, yeah, sure. Absolutely. You can do both. She says, I really like the tradition and the spiritual feeling of the rituals. I love the church building and all of the other things that go along with it. But I like your teaching. I said, okay, great. Fantastic. Paul Hebert used to say, unity will make a Catholic a better Catholic, a Buddhist a better Buddhist, a Jew a better Jew. A Hindu is going to be a better Hindu if he studies unity principles. Because finally, the core of your teaching will be the same. It's just the expression of it. The full expression of the Christ in you is our goal. The full expression of our true spiritual nature. And we can set that as our goal for 2024, starting right now. We can set that as our number one goal. Everything else will fall into place. I guarantee it. It'll fall into place easily. You don't have to work at it. It's going to be given to you. Surrender to the flow. So I think I mentioned this before, why we do the white stone ceremony. It's because it was in the Revelations of John. He had an experience that some of the divine substance could be given to him in the form of a stone with his name written on it. So it's a symbol, as is most things in the scriptures. They're symbolic. And they must be looked at in that way to have a value to you. You take the symbolism of it and apply it in your life. The symbolic nature of writing your true name, the name of God, which is your name, however you want to identify yourself, it's going to be a new person. And it's only known to you. Isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful? So the being that you're representing out in the world is going to look exactly the same. You don't have to change Cindy. I changed my name. I used to be James, now I'm Tony. And I liked it. I was more of a Tony. Hey, you going to wake up or what, huh? What's going on here? I don't know. They're all asleep. Come on, wake up. That's how Tony teaches. James was more like, oh, dear God, please help us in our hour of need. Tony's like, come on, let's go. Everything's waiting for you. The whole universe is yours. What are you going to do, huh? Marron. Well, I was living in Wisconsin, and there's not a lot of people in Wisconsin with a New England accent. So they just thought we were all Italians. It's just really weird. But it goes the other way, too. I said, I'm going to move to Wisconsin. My friend said, where? Is that a state? Where are you moving? Michigan? So it goes both ways. We don't know much about those states, and they don't know anything about us either. But they think everyone talks like that. I did say manner instead of manna. I heard Lilianer, too. My brother orders pizza. Those R's have to go somewhere. You're going to take them off the end of the word. I mean, you got to put them somewhere. Boom. Okay. So awakening can be fun. The thing I want to express today is this year, I want us to focus on how wonderful we are, how glorious and how amazing each and every one of us are. We can have a lot of fun being who we are authentically. You are the home of the Holy Spirit. Christ is in you. And you are at home, or Christ is at home alone in you. Home of the Holy Spirit and at home in God alone. Does Christ remain at peace within the heaven of your holy mind? This is the only part of you that has reality and truth. It's from A Course in Miracles. It's exactly what Charles Fillmore taught. This is the only part of you that has reality and truth, the Christ in you. Divine mind is our only reality. I know you guys are going to fight this. You're going to tell me all about your limitation and how you're stuck in time and how you're just a body and how death is real and all these other experiences, human experiences that you have are real. But if they're temporary, they're by definition illusionary and unreal. So divine mind, according to Charles Fillmore, is the one and only reality. It's the one and only reality of everything. And no matter how it changes, it will transform, it will convert in the fire, it will change. But it will still be divine mind. It's amazing. Bodies will come and go. Experiences will come and go. But the divine mind never, ever changes. It never goes anywhere. It's what you are and what the universe is. We have a friend that does, Lily has we have a mutual friend in Colombia that does past life regressions. And I realized, wow, we've actually lived in a lot of different bodies. So what are the lessons that I need to learn to transcend the body experience entirely and to know without a doubt that I am divine mind? And it comes simply down to this. I set my intention on what I want. I set my intention on the experience that I want to feel. And I let the universe reveal to me who and what I truly am. You be given that blank slate. The white stone also can represent your consciousness as clean and pure and open and free to experience, to receive and experience something new. You have a clean and open consciousness now. You've let go of the past. It's very important, let go of the past. Have your intention set a little higher. Was one of our congregants, I can't remember her name, she used to come here, she said, set your rake a little higher. If you're out there fishing, set it a little higher. Set it on the things that are really going to bring you peace, that are really going to bring you happiness, that are really going to light your heart on fire. Claudia Carawan has a song, it says, you're never going to set the world on fire if you're just preaching to the choir. So hopefully, my friends, we're going to incorporate these ideas into our minds. And we're going to preserve those ideas. This is from Charles Fillmore. This is the rest of this right here. And I'm going to end with this. Charles Fillmore says, divine mind is the one and only reality. When we incorporate the ideas that form this mind, divine mind, into our mind and preserve those ideas, a mighty strength wells up within us. Then we have the foundation for a spiritual body. The body not made with hands, but eternal in the heavens. When the spiritual body is established in consciousness, when the spiritual body is established in our consciousness, its strength and power is transmitted to the visible body and to all the things that we touch in the world about us. And that, my friends, is the whole process in a nutshell. If we really want to be the light of the world, we establish it in our consciousness. That consciousness is established in this vessel, and this vessel goes out into the world and shares it with others. It's just that simple. We relinquish our old ideas. We let them be burned up in the fire. Our old sense of a separate self. We take on the new person of our spiritual identity, and we manifest and demonstrate the unlimited consciousness of God right here in our world. That, my friends, is the world powerfully transformed. Happy New Year and Happy New You. I love you.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass., and visit us online at unityoncapecod.org. This video was made possible in part through a grant from Unity Worldwide Ministries and the Templeton Foundation.